All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Character Randomizer. Uh, so, it's been a while since I've done one of these on my channel. We did one on Rachel's channel during the marathon. It was a kind of short and sweet one. So, yeah, it's not the first one of the year, but the marathon got it. But I love making these things and I love sharing them, and I hope they get you out of a writing rut or inspire a new character that you can put in one of your works, or you can write a short story out of them and then read them out on your channel. Or if you want me to read them out, you can send them to me and I will make a video of it or whatnot, just to kind of share your story, share your writing, so that people can, follow you or find their new favorite author or something like that. So, anyway, we are here today for a character randomizer. Hey, Stacy, how are you? And there is a link here that is to Google Dice, and I'm going to show you what that looks like right here. Let's make it like that. It's so tiny. That's not any better. There we go. That works. So this is Google Dice. It has all the dice that you need here on the bottom. It starts you off with a D6. So you can just roll the D6 if you want to, and it comes up with a number. If you need multiple D6s, you just click on the 6 down here, and it'll add all the D6s that you need, and you can roll all of them, and there you go. It even does the math for you so that you don't have to. If you need to take away dice, you just click it off right here. So I know one of them is like a D20 and a D10 that we have up here on the slides that are coming up. And yeah, same thing. So there's that. If you want to use it, the link is here in the chat on both Twitch and YouTube. It's probably a lot easier than using your own dice, but you kind of got to wonder about the randomization that Google has as well. So I'll stop sharing that. And if you have your own dice and you're not sure what you have, your best bet is to find, and let me get a dice that you could probably actually see. Your best bet is to find the 1. Okay? Directly across from the 1 is going to be the largest number. So this is a D6. Directly across from the 1 is 6. That's the largest number. So you have 1 on this side and 6 on this side. Ooh. Same with a D12. So you have the that's not going to show up. We'll do a D20. I can't do a D20 because that one has a bad word on the 1. So here's the 1 on the D20. If you can find the 1. So right there's the 1. Right across from it, behind it, is 20. So you know that's the largest number on the dice. For those of you who have dealt with dice, played D&D, you probably already know that trick, but just in case. Now then, we are going to share the slides so we can go ahead and get at it. Let's switch that up a little bit. Oh well. I want to get rid of the highlight. So what you will need are these dice right here, but not all at once. Each slide will have a different set of dice that you need. And we are going to be doing the Butler and Maid Cafe. It's kind of like a holiday theme almost, so you can put it as Valentine's. You can do a Christmas story out of it. You can do birthday if you want to. any kind of holiday that requires gifts if you roll that situation. Otherwise, just kind of go with your imagination. This is an idea I got because of anime, of course. So there is going to be some anime terms or Japanese words in one of the slides. So I will definitely explain those when we get to it. But it is based off of a Maid Cafe anime, Maid Cafe manga, whatever, and some of those have guys working in them too. So that's what this is about. So, first and foremost, your character finds themselves in a cafe and dealing with a particular type of waiter or waitress. So, this is going to be what is at stake for your main character. And this is what the maid or butler has that your character needs as soon as possible. So pick up your D6 or choose a D6 on the Google Dice and roll. You will also need a pen and paper to take notes, of course, unless you just want to go back and watch the replay, which I will greatly appreciate for the watch time. So I rolled a 1. I'm going to get rid of that set of dice because every time I touch it, I roll nasty numbers. I will definitely not use them during a D&D campaign. So my main character needs a new recipe. And if you're watching, go ahead and drop in the chat what you rolled. I know there is a lot of streams going on and stuff. So if you're watching the replay, thank you. Next is going to be the form of your character, or the butler or maid that your character is dealing with. Roll 1d6 for your character and 1d6 for the maid or butler. Or you can roll them both at the same time like I'm doing. So my main character is a male, while my maid is female. That's not really interesting so far. All right, and here is the fun part. Here is where you need a D20 and a D10 or 3D10. Roll between 3 and 12 times for both of your characters. So 3 to 12 times for your main character, 3 to 12 times for your side character or your antagonist, kind of, sort of. And come up with a name with the letters that you have. So what I'll do is I'm going to do a D20 and a D10. I got a 10, so I got the letter H for my male character. Roll it again. I've got a 13, which is a K. And if you don't roll a vowel as is per usual for this, just pick a vowel or like roll a D6 once and do like A as 1, E as 2, so on, so forth. Y. Okay, so I've got HKVY. They don't necessarily have to stay in the order that you rolled them. And I finally got an A. You can move them around to make the character name. So for my main character, I think I'm going to go with Kiva, and I'm going to spell it like this. All right, now for my maid, you got a 19, so of course I get a Q. I always get a Q. And 14 is an L. $19 is another Q. Oh my gosh. 7. 7 is an E. Okay. Let me see if I can roll another good letter. I hope. 11 is an I. Okay, cool. Keelik. So that'll be the name of my maid. You can pause this if you need to, or come back to it during the replay if you need a little bit more time. And if you do want a surname, definitely come back to this slide during for a replay kind of thing so that you can add a surname too. I don't think I'm giving you enough time to do that, but who knows? Maybe. All right, next is skin tone and hair. So this is the color of skin and the color of hair that your characters will have. You will do these twice. So 1d6 for the skin, 2d6s or d12 for the hair tones. So I am just going to do all 3 at once for my main character. I'll have the blue one be the skin tone. Oh, I got a choice. Cool. I will go with tan. It's been a while since I've had a tan character. And then 8. Green hair. Interesting. Do the same thing. Blue is going to be for the skin, and the other 2 is going to be for the hair. So blue is 5, and olive brown for my maid. And then 4 and 2 is 6, so she has purple hair. I couldn't have picked a smaller notepad, could I have? All right, so now we're done with that. Roll a d6 twice for each character. So this is, well, roll a d6 twice. 1 for each character. So this is kind of how you imagine what Featherlight would be, or what tall is to you, or what giant is to you. So I'm not going to limit you to a certain footage or meter or anything like that, or grams and pounds. Because, yeah, no, I don't do that. So I'm going to use 2 dice at the same time, 1 for height and 1 for weight. And the purple one is going to be for height. Main character is medium, tall, and medium height. Medium, tall, and medium weight. Goodness. All right, and then next is 9, a 3, or a 6 for the height, which is choice. So we'll do tall for my maid. And then 3 is that she's medium weight. Okay. There we go. The talent. Talent's going to be a d20. You'll roll for each character. You can also do 2d10 if you like the clacky noise of 2 dice being rolled together. You can do this once for each character, or you can do it twice for each character to kind of round them out a little bit more. I like to do mine once for each character. And if you want to see how talented they are, you can take a d6, with 1 being they're not really talented at all, or they are an expert. But when I make this slide, it's usually that this talent is what they are good at. So, yeah. All right, so I got a 14 and a 13. 14, cooking and baking for my male character, which goes very good with the scenario. What he needs a new recipe. And 14, or 13, 14 is cooking and baking, 13 is a woodworker. So the maid is a woodworker. Why she would have a recipe, I don't know. Maybe it's a recipe from the cafe. All right, next is the butler or maid type. This is where we get into some of the Japanese words or the types of characters. So the first one is a dandere, and dandere is the quiet, timid, socially anxious type. They're not cold, but just shy and often silent, waiting to open up until they are comfortable with the other person. Tsundere is a person who starts off cold, maybe a little abrasive, or even hostile, but they gradually show a warmer or affectionate side over time. They are often very easily flustered. And then Kudere. Sorry if I'm butchering these words, but I think maybe I'm saying them. I don't know. Kudere is emotionally detached, stoic, and calm. They rarely show emotions, acting robotic or even reserved, but they are reliable and eventually show up. Dada is a purely loving, cheerful, and affectionate person. They are energetic and openly affectionate towards everyone, bringing others out of their shell. And yandere is a person who appears loving and caring at first, but their affection turns into a dark, kind of obsessive, and sometimes violent obsession. They will do anything for their love interest, even harm others. So, yeah. They're the ones that you kind of have to watch out for. So this is a D20, and if you roll a 19, you get your choice of any of the odd numbers. So 1, 3, 5. If you roll a 20, you get any choice of the even numbers. 2, 4, 6. So on, so forth. All that good stuff. I got a 14 outlaw rebel. So maybe he's not supposed to be cooking anything. Maybe this Maid Cafe is the only place that you can actually get new recipes. And my maid is a dandere or dandir, the quiet, timid, and socially anxious one. That's going to be interesting. All right. And then we have the super trait. And this is only for the butler or maid that you have rolled. So no matter the task, they have to get everyone in on it. Or two, their only desire is to become more powerful and will only do things to reach that power level that they desire. Every time they smile or fluff their hair, the air around them sparkles. They always answer a question with a mysterious answer, a smirk, and the L-shaped chin hold. This is very anime-ish, so yeah. 5, everything goes their way. Everything, even all the tips out of the cafe. And then 6 is nothing goes their way. They are a true klutz, a bad omen, so on and so forth. So just 1d6, and this is going to be for your maid or butler. And it's a 5. So everything goes her way. All right. Now your story must include one of these following things. So you can do a D12. You'll need a D12 for this because I didn't make room for 2d6s. But it has to mention a hot villain, literal or metaphorically. An otaku. An otaku is like a person who is a huge fan of something, usually anime or manga related. It's basically their life in like love triangle, tragic past, all of that. So you will roll 1d12. If you want to challenge yourself, you can roll it twice. But yeah, your story must include or mention. Mine is a filler episode moment. So a lot of anime has filler episodes, especially the longer running ones. And it has nothing to do with the main story. It is like going off on a side quest that doesn't do anything. It doesn't like grow the character. Well, sometimes it grows the characters, but it does nothing for the main plot or even the side plots. It's just out of left field, totally. All right, and then traits and flaws. So this you can do twice for each character if you want to. If you want to try to do one trait and one flaw, usually that's what I prefer in my stories. But this is again up to you. And because honestly, the thing with your maid or butler, like everything goes their way or whatever, could be a trait if you want to use that, and you can just roll once for your secondary character. But it's 3d10 or 5d6 or a d20 and a d10. So I'm going to do. Do I have 3D? I do have 3d10. Look at that. I'm going to do 3d10. So I am going to be doing this twice for each character. 6, 7, and 6. So 12 and 19. Greedy for my main MC, Kaiva. Got extremely honest. Awesome. And let's roll again for the same character. 17. Foolhardy. So my baker is foolhardy, which goes with his outlaw rebel thing. He has no good traits at all, ever. So for the maid, 9 and 13. Phobia. Okay. So for phobia, I think I have this list of phobias at the end if you want to choose from that, or you can just make up one, or like Google it and randomly point at the screen, and that's the phobia that you have to write about. 18. I like staying like right in the middle. So my little shy maid, when everything goes her way, has a phobia and is envious. If he's a foolhardy baker, does he make experimental stuff that's barely edible? Yes, I like this. I really do like this. Maybe he tries like meat pies. Maybe he tries something like completely off the wall, like I don't know. If it's a fantasy, it could be like unicorn meat or hooves or something. Oh man, that would be terrible. But yeah, and if you also want to see the severity of this trait, you can do a D6 as well, where 1 is weak. They're not really all that greedy, or they don't really fidget all that much, or it's not annoying to other people. And 6 being they are incredibly uh, generous or incredibly greedy or something like that. I tend to break what I roll on that whenever I'm writing the story, so I'm not even going to like do the strength. And I've been rolling really low numbers, so yeah. It'll be a given that it's not so much. All right, so, and this is for your MC, because we don't know what your MC really does unless they go off of their talent or live off of their talent. This may make their talent a hobby or something like that. And we know, of course, that your maid or butler is a maid or butler. They work there. So you need to roll a d20 and a d6. $20. Resources. A logger, a miner. Maybe they are a farmer. They grow their own wheat. Yeah, the same. 20 is our lucky number. We need to go bet on 20 somewhere. All right. So this is the last slide. So here is a list of phobias. It's just a random list that I chose from. If you rolled phobia, then you can choose from this. If you want to add a little bit more to your characters, you can add a disability from here if you want. But yeah, that is totally up to you. I know some of these roles have already like blown your mind. Some of them blow my mind, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with this story. So adding these on might be too much. But yeah. Trying to think of which of those professions would be the most inconvenient, to be extremely honest in. If it's resources, did I put a salesperson on here? I did do retail and business. So maybe they are on the sales side of resources, like say they are a logger, or that's the one that you want to go with. They run a lumber yard, and you know how people like try to undercut. So yeah, I don't know. In a fantasy setting, would a fear of clowns be a fear of the court jester? Yes. Yes. Hands down. Yes. Or even, when did carnivals start? I know there were carnivals. Weren't they in the 1600s? I don't know if there were anything before. The Greeks had a lot of parties and stuff, but I don't remember there being talk of like jesters or anything, or jester type people. So depending on what the core of your fantasy is, whether it's medieval or you're basing it off of another thing, definitely yes. Yeah, traveling minstrels were a thing. A lot of like poets, Chaucer, for example, they would act out some of their poetry. Shakespeare did theater, so a fear of clowns could maybe be a fear of theater people as well, because they are dressed up and not quite themselves. So you've got a few choices there. Yes, it is clown clown adjacent. I need to roll for a phobia. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. There it is. 6. Misophobia, germophobia, fear of contamination. Wow. Yeah, that's going to be. So the maid is tall with medium weight. She's a woodworker and a dandier or dandere, however you pronounce it. Everything goes her way, and there has to be a filler episode moment in the story, and her phobia is misophobia, and she's envious. Maybe she's envious of all the people that don't have a fear of contamination, among other things. Those that aren't shy and stuff like that. Okay, so if you want to do this story, and you write it out, and you want to do a video of it, send me a link to the video so I can add it to the playlist on my channel. That way, hopefully, we can get more people seeing it, and you might get some more subscribers or something like that. Somebody might become your favorite reader, or heck, they might become a beta reader for you or something. Who knows? But yeah, I like to try to share as much as possible. So yeah. if you don't do videos or shorts or anything like that, and you would rather somebody else read it aloud, then just send it to me. My email is part of my channel, or just DM me. All my socials should be in the description boxes, and I'll get it from you, and I can read it on my channel and say who it's by and share your socials and stuff like that, so people will follow you from there. If you don't want to share it at all, that's fine too. No pressure. This is for fun. I've had people say that books have come from these character randomizers instead of just short stories, so beware. I am not responsible for you sinking 100,000 words into this idea, okay? Okay. But most of the short stories that kind of go well on channels are like 5,000 words, give or take. 1,000 words. You can do even like I don't know if you can fit all of that into like a drivable, but you can try. More power to you. I wouldn't be able to. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for coming along on this journey. The next character randomizer is going to be in March. So it'll be the fourth Saturday in March. Let me pull it up. Why I didn't have it written down somewhere where it'd be easy for me to look at and glance, I don't know. March 28th at 5 p.m. right here on this channel. And then we'll go back to my every other month thing. I might do like a normal character randomizer that doesn't have any themes to it, kind of thing, on the even months, maybe, possibly, if I have time. But most of these are going to be every other month. So March is when it was supposed to happen. January was when this one right here was supposed to happen. So March is the next one, and then May, and then July, and then September, and then maybe November. I'll have to see what the holidays look like and all that good stuff. But yeah, I hope you've had fun. And if you caught this at the end or you are watching the replay, same rules go for you. If you want to share the story, go for it. Just let me know. And we will see you next time. We do have an episode of Breaking the Block coming up tomorrow. And that is where writers help writers. And it's right here on this channel at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. Let me see if I can get the link here. Come on. There we go. So here is the link to that. That's the YouTube side. It will pop up on Twitch as well. So 11 a.m. Eastern time is Breaking the Block. It's kind of like a writerly church where we talk over certain topics like writer's block, or getting stuck on a scene and you don't really know which way you want to go in order to reach this plot point or something like that. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. And then after that, I will be going live for productivity sprints Monday and Tuesday at 3 p.m. All the things, all the time. Also, if you want to watch a good chat and get some productivity in, make sure to check out Shannon's channel. She is chatting with my friend Rach. Oh, productivity. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be heading over there and being in the chats here after I end this. So, again, thank you for joining me. Y'all have been awesome, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.